Imagine a village where whispers in the night are not just rumors, but warnings. Where the shadows do not simply hide people, they hide something else, something ancient, something vengeful. Tonight, we dive into one of the darkest tales you've ever heard, inspired by African roots, but told in a way that chills anyone, anywhere in the world. This is the terrifying story of Nagachi, the witch woman of Batati. And trust me, you are not ready for what you are about to hear. But before we continue, don't forget, if you love scary stories with deep meaning, hit that subscribe button right now and comment "I am brave" if you think you can watch till the very end. Now let's begin. Just comment "I am brave." The story begins in Batati village, a quiet settlement surrounded by dense forests. By day, it looked peaceful. Children ran across dusty paths. Women pounded yam. Men sharpened their cutlasses. As it is their cultural activities, whenever they want to go farm, they always sharpen their tools for farming before getting on to the work. By night, Batati was a place of fear. There were things you didn't do in Batati. You didn't whistle after midnight. You didn't fetch water from the stream alone. And above all, you never mentioned the name Nagachi out loud, unless you wanted her attention. Nagachi had once been a healer, a woman who saved lives, delivered babies, cured sicknesses. But betrayal turned her heart black. Some say the villagers wronged her. Some say her own family abandoned her. Whatever the truth, the day she was cast out, something inside her snapped. She disappeared into the forest, and when she returned, she was no longer a rumor. She was something else. It started with whispers. Farmers returning from the fields had a woman calling their names deep in the bush. Hunters swore they saw a shadow moving just behind them, even when they were alone. Goats gave birth to stillborns. Chicken refused to lay eggs. Babies cries through the night, and no amount of rocking could silence them. The elders said, Nagachi walks again. But the story takes its true, terrifying turn with Tunde. He was a curious young man, smart, restless, and always searching for secrets. One evening, he heard stories about Nagachi's forest, and unlike others, he wasn't afraid. He laughed. "What can an old man do to me?" he said. "All these are just steps to scare children." He picked up this lantern and ventured into the woods. But guess, he never came back. His sister Amina refused to believe he was gone. "No," she said, "my brother is alive. Nagachi has him." And so began the journey that would change Batati forever. Amina was no ordinary girl. She was stubborn, brave, and loved her brother fiercely. Against her family's warnings, she went to see Mamara, the wise woman of the village. Mamara listened carefully. She closed her eyes and threw cowrie shells on the floor. The shells formed a strange pattern. Her voice dropped. "Amina, if you walk this path, you will see things that no living soul should see. Your brother is alive, but he is not himself. Nagachi feeds on the souls of the curious, and she has marked him. But Amina's heart was set. Armed with nothing but a calabash of protective herbs, she walked into the forest. The deeper she went, the stranger things became. The forest was alive, not with animals but with whispers. Trees bent unnaturally, their branches like twisted arms. Shadows darted across the path, though there was no wind. Her lantern flickered, then she had it. Tunde, Tunde. Her brother's voice rang, broken, calling her. She followed the sound, her heartbeat pounding in her chest. And then she saw him, or at least what was left of him. Tunde stood by a giant iroko tree, his eyes blank, his mouth whispering words that weren't his own. He wasn't tired, he wasn't held, but he couldn't move. He was trapped, like the tree itself was drinking his soul. And there, sitting in the shadows with a sack of bones at her side, was Nagachi. Her skin was cracked like burnt wood. Her eyes glowed red, her lips stretched into a smile that was both mocking and terrifying. "You came for your brother?" Her voice was like two people speaking at once. "You are brave, Amina. Brave but foolish." The ground trembled as she rose. Behind her, the sack of bones rattled as though dozens of voices whispered from inside. Amina raised the calabash Mamara had given her. She threw the herbs into the air. Smoke filled the clearing. For a moment, Nagachi screamed and staggered back. But only for a moment. Then she laughed. A laugh that shook the forest. "Do you think leaf and roots can stop me? I was once the healer of Batati. I know the secrets of life and death, and now I can control both." Amina realized she couldn't fight Nagachi with herbs alone. And then she remembered Mamara's last words. The only way to break her power is to make her face to her past. So Amina did the unthinkable. She dropped to her knees and began to sing. It was her mother's song, a song Nagachi herself had once taught the women of the village. A song of healing, a song of forgiveness. The forest grew still. Nagachi froze. For a split second, her eyes softened, as though the woman she once was had returned. But then, rage consumed her. Her body twisted, her face contorted, and she screamed louder than thunder. The ground split open. The sack of bones burst, and ghostly figures flew into the air, wailing. Amina clutched her brother, holding him tight as the spirits swayed around them. And then, silence. When the smoke cleared, Nagachi was gone. Amina dragged Tunde back to the village. He was weak, trembling, but alive. Yet his eyes, they were never the same again. Some nights he would wake up screaming, speaking in a voice that wasn't his. The elders said Nagachi's curse wasn't broken, it was only sleeping. And from that day on, Batati lived with the fear that she would return. So tell me, do you think Nagachi was truly defeated? Or do you believe she still lingers in the shadows waiting for her next victim? Comment below what you think, and if you enjoyed this story, hit that like button. It helps this channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications because we have even darker tales coming your way, and after all, In Africa, stories don't die, they wait.